On this episode of Carnage, we're going to mini tub our drag challenge ute. We bought a ute and we're building it for drag challenge, and in fact we've only got 5 weeks to go, so that makes me kind of nervous because we've got a lot to do. In fact, we've test fitted our Street Pro 15 by 10 inch wheels, and as you can see, they don't fit. Well, they do fit, but not under the guards. So we're going to have to narrow the rear end. We have a brand new RTS housing sitting right there, so we're going to narrow that down. That's not going to happen this episode, but what we are going to do this episode is mini tub the rear using these rolled guards. So we bought these from Albury, they're from a mob called Mr. Mudguard. Adam put me onto them, and basically they've got a nice rolled edge there. You can buy them in different sizes, like different lengths from there to there, different widths. So these are 10 inch wide and 31 or 2 inches, I think. But anyway, we're going to get them into our rear so we can narrow the diff, move the wheels under the guards, and make this go really, really fast. In fact, we have to start moving really, really fast because, you know, 5 weeks. So I'm going to start on this side first because it's easier. We'll jack up the rear and whip the wheels off, and then I'll start by cutting out this tub. Now you may notice that this wheel tub, the reason it's easier, this wheel tub is smaller than that side. Yeah. I don't know why. Well, actually I kind of do know why. It was about the fuel filler, but the fuel filler on the ute is up the front, so I don't know why they kept it for the utes, but anyway. Yeah, we'll start by cutting this side out and positioning our tub. As you can see, we're going to run a 275 60/15 on these. They're pro radials, so these are the tyres we're going to use for drag challenge. And then we've got another set of rims that are also by 15 by 10s, they're in the box, that we're going to put proper street tyres on for the road journey. So we'll carry drag radials with us and run street tyres for the street. So obviously we are not going to put in the tub at that size because it is way too high. We don't need it that high. There's no way the tyres are ever going to be that high. Your height's kind of dictated by your actually existing wheel tub. So there's your inner in the tray. Well, there's the outer section under the guard as well. So we're going to be removing this part, welding in this part, but obviously it's dictated by the height of the tub anyway, so we don't need to go much, if any, higher than this existing wheel tub. But we'll start by cutting that out, and it's going to be very quick. When cutting out the wheel tub, a lot of people will reach for the angle grinder first, but I tell you, it takes a long time and you'll go through a bunch of grinding discs or cutting discs to do the job. I find the old air chisel is the quickest and cleanest and easiest method to cut out a wheel tub. Obviously we'll clean that up a bit, but that is the basic of it. So cut that piece out, trim this piece down and weld it in there. As I said before, it chews through the cutting discs. Right, so we have done a very rough trim job there. I've got to sort of clean off the side of the chassis rail here. So the idea is to basically go all the way out to the chassis rail, smooth that off, and sort of smooth out the ends, and then we can bring this in. Now I will have to trim this down, like I said, trim down one end and basically bring it down to kind of this level, and then we can sort of seal in the goodness, and then we repeat it on that side. But that side will be a little bit difficult because, like I said, the tub is larger, so I'm going to have to basically trim into the back of the tub and have the back of the tub sort of extending off the back of our wheel tub, or I can just plate it flat. I'll work that out when we get to it. But yeah, it's progressing, and it's progressing quickly. So we're coming up on the weekend. I'm going to get some of this done on the weekend. And when you come in and see us next week, you're going to see a lot more of a finished job. So I'll explain how we did all that then. Check back with us after the weekend. So here's where we're at the moment. Obviously I've been working away and we've got the tub. It's stitched to the car pretty well. It ain't going anywhere. This tubbing job is a lot harder than I actually thought it was going to be. Being a ute, I thought this will be really easy. I've done my wagon in the past, you've seen that, and that was really easy. This is a lot harder in comparison, and you wouldn't think so, but it is. Just the design of the chassis and everything. When you cut the tub out, it opens up a cavity under here, so I've had to plate the side of this cavity, and then I've had to plate at the front because we open up into this open area here. So we're going to have to redo our lid, like section our lid so we can go around these parts, and it's unavoidable. We need the tub to be this big to fit our big tyres. You know, the tyres are quite large. So it is what it is. I have to just continue making a bit of a gutter here and then seal up in here, and then we make a infill panel in the side. But the end result should look pretty good. And then obviously I've got a Sikaflex around the joins, especially this joint here, because it's only tacked in a couple places on the inside along this wall. So we'll Sikaflex, and then we'll do some sort of bed liner type spray inside and under the tub, and when it's all done it will look seamless. That is the plan, but I have much cutting and welding to do, so let's move on and finish this side off so I can move on to the harder side. But now that I know what I'm working with, the harder side should be actually pretty simple. .6 mil. All right. Well, that is a bit of a gutter. I'll just have to give it a slight love tap, but other than that, she's good. So basically something like that, or goes there, but it'll go around this stuff. So around there. Let's cut it to size. So we've made our little ledge in there, so obviously we'll have to repeat all that on the other side, but on this side, apart from this infill panel, we are essentially done. So I'll have to go get some metal for the infill, but I figure let's switch over to the other side, bring that side up to this level, and then we can get our infill panels made up and continue on, but things are going well. And now it's time for the driver's side. As I've mentioned before, this is a different shaped wheel tub to that side. And my thought process here was, do I cut out partial tub and then, you know, integrate this sort of big lump into the rear of it? Then I thought, how about we just go for symmetry? Let's cut the entire tub out of it, put the full tub in there, and then we'll just have to fill in the back section with just like a, you know, just a little fill piece to fill in this area here. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm going to break out the old air chisel, zap it out. Now a few people probably wonder why air chisel and then go through and clean it all up. The air chisel is quick. You don't burn up as many cutting discs doing it, and then yeah, it's easy to then, you have this whole new area to access through and under and all that sort of stuff. So let's just burn it out with the air chisel. Go, go, gadget, air chisel. Go, go, gadget, earmuffs. Hopefully this fuel tank doesn't cause me too many issues. Obviously we can go above it, which is great because there's this little drop down section here, but we need to come forward to, well, kind of there-ish. So, we're going to be right up on it. We'll have to cut that down to match that side. I suppose I should take a measurement now, work out distance between there and on that side, make this the same as that. Fun. Close enough. Something like that. Alright, let's clean up these edges so it sits against there properly. So we've got our wheel tub cut to size, positioned, we've cleaned up the hole, certainly around the rear end part of it. Now we're getting down towards the front end. which you can see there. I need to open up this area here and have to open it up basically into this whole fuel tank receptacle. So we're going to have to pull the fuel tank. Matt and I were just talking about it, and we realised that we're going to have to replace the fuel pump anyway, just to put a high volume pump in there to fill the surge pot as quickly as possible, because with 3 Hellcat pumps in it, it's going to drain that thing really fast. So we need something to try and keep up and try and keep fuel in the surge pot when it's under full noise. So I guess we're pulling a fuel tank, which is probably the smart and safe thing to do anyway, given we're going to be doing a lot of cutting and grinding and welding right next to it. But yeah, one of my least favourite jobs, fuel tanks. It's free! Alright. Now I need to wipe up the spilt fuel before we start cutting and grind. So after a full day of cutting, grinding, welding, more grinding, I have the tub positioned in where I'd like it to be. Now it is time to tack it in. Obviously there's still going to be a lot of work from here on. You know, I've still got to build my gutter around here. I've got to fill this cavity around there. I have to go and get some more metal for that. But yeah, it's starting to come together. I gotta say, yeah, this is a much tougher job than it was with the Valiant. The Valiant with leaf springs and straight chassis rails, all very easy. The Commodore is proving a little bit more difficult, but it should look really good. I'm actually really happy with how it looks with these tubs. So I'll tack them in, make sure we've got it right, and then burn them in permanently. Work smarter, not harder. Check my measurements. 70, yep. 66 and a half, yep. I'm gonna have to do this one laying down. When you're laying tacks, it's fine to use just the normal auto darkening helmet, but when I'm laying big long beads, I want to use the vapor helmet because it sucks away all the bad gases. It's a good thing. So now we've basically got both of our tubs, or at least the tops, in, and we've filled up all our gaps. It's time to do the side panels. Now I went down to the steel store earlier and bought some 1.6 mil, thinking that was the stuff to use. But and then I've, you know, just held it up against there, gone in there with a texter, drew a line, which gave me that line, and then we've done a little 13 mil step. So we were going to cut that out and then swage it. But then I went and saw Abe at MPW, and he reckons 1.6 is too thick. It's too thick to swage. So he cut out some 1.2 mil in their plasma table, or on their plasma table, and then I've used their power swager to swage up the edges, and we've come up with that. and we'll sit it in there and see how it looks. And that should be about right. Looks okay from this side. How's it look from the other side? Wow, that looks amazing. I am really happy with how that's come out. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll do some stitches on the inside and then Sikaflex on the outside, smooth it off, and then the whole thing will get hit with bed liner, and it will look really good, I'm thinking. I'm really happy with how that's come out. So yeah, I guess next job is stitch that panel in, stitch that panel in, and then break out the Sikaflex. And now for every car guy's friend, we've got the old Sikaflex. So we're going to use this to seal up some of the joins that, like, you know, while we've tacked on the inside of this, it's not fully welded. Same with down here, same with our fill-in panel. So we will whack some Sikaflex in there to help seal up the joins. Oops. Don't worry if you make a little bit of a mess, because it just cleans up with methylated spirits. So the beauty of the Sikaflex is not only is it paintable, but it's sandable as well, so you can make it smooth. We'll do that later, and then we'll hit the whole thing in bed liner and you won't see it at all, so it will look amazing. So now I've just got to finish off the other side, but we're not going to make you sit through all that. We'll do the other side, and then the tubs will be done, and we'll move on to the rest of the car, and you're going to see all that on a future episode of Carnage. Wait! Before we go, check out the finished product. I think it's come out awesome.